Okay, so I want to welcome us again to this class tonight. This is our second session of this training, and it's our last session. This training is brought to us by Grace and Research Institute. Most of us are part of the institute for 5, 6, 4 years. Okay, and if you are just joining us now, well, I will say welcome. All right, so I don't want to take much of our time. We are going to have 2 sessions tonight, just like the last class we held. We are going to have You're going to have a lecture section and then a practical session. Okay. So the lecture section will not be long. It's going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. The practical session, I don't know the time that will take. Okay, so um I believe that we also be more than this on this platform. So I want to also believe that those that are not here will watch the recording of this training. Okay. You see, training people is my hobby. But I've learned my lesson over the years. You can't force people to learn. You have to make up your mind. You have to make a personal decision that you want to learn, that you want to grow, that you want to develop. This free training I'm taking us down. It took me time for me to master the skill that I'm trying to pass across to us. You understand? Of course, there will be a paid class that will come up later in the future. But most people, they are okay with my free trainings. They can use it in their leisure time. But I tell people that sometimes you must learn deeper. But you can't force people to learn. Okay, you can't force people to learn. So, but anyway, let's move on in our class tonight. So this is the PowerPoint. I hope everybody see my page right now. The PowerPoint I'm sharing. So let's start. The first thing I will start with us is show us a structure for proposal writing. Now, I told us that AI is a tool. Most people want to use AI to do everything, but they have to understand that AI is a tool, meaning that you must have a skill already and then plan to add AI to it to be productive. Not that you don't have a skill and you are just using AI to do everything. You are going to miss it by a part. So this is structure, a proposal structure. You can see the first thing on this structure is problem. And I told us yesterday, 2 days ago, when you are trying to do anything in research world, you have to have a literature gap. I thought I've muted everybody. You have to have a research gap. Okay, sorry about that. So you have to have a research gap. You can see problem, knowledge gap that should be filled. So if you are going to write a proposal, you must have a problem. So let's look at the structure. We'll look at the structure in details now. But I just feel like I should show the structure right now. So we have problem, objective, methodology, resources, participants. Now that participant resources, that's under methodology. Result and impact, dissemination, timeline, budget. All these things we have to master when we are doing a proposal research. But so let's go deep down. Okay. All right, so welcome back. So the lens of clarity enter designing the research proposal. A clear, concise, and informative title accurately reflect the content and purpose of the research. I hope everybody can see my um my page. Okay. Now this is synopsis, abstract display. The abstract is not a summary, it is a first impression. It must be clear and compelling. enough to grab the reader's attention immediately. Now, when you are dealing with a proposal, your abstract is very important, but the abstract comes in after you've written the proposal. Abstract is like a summary of what you have written. And if anybody wants to understand your proposal, they have to go through your abstract first. Now, let's remember that the goal of this training is to learn how to use AI to write a research proposal. But he told us if you don't have the knowledge, you cannot use AI. You can use AI, but you miss it by a serious mile. So now the format of proposal of abstract is research problem, objective, methodology, expected outcomes. Okay. Now establishing context, that's under introduction. Introduce a problem, relevant theories, previous research in the problem. This is the background that justifies the journey. Now, you are not writing, let me tell us this. We have two types of proposal. We have a short proposal, that's like maybe around 4 to 5 pages. Most of people that use that proposal, they use it maybe to gain admission into foreign universities, or use that proposal to secure your admission. You use that proposal to secure your topic. In case your sponsor said go and pick 3 topics and you want to justify those topics, you write a short proposal. You understand? So those are short proposals. Now we have a long proposal. That is a full chapter 1 to 3. That's where people do proposal defense. All right, and they also call it pre-field defense. That's if you've already selected your topic and you want to write a full project, but you start with 1, 2, and 3. That 1, 2, and 3 is also called a proposal. So you must understand the type of proposal you are writing, and you must understand where you are coming from. If you are trying to write a proposal to select topic, it's different from writing a proposal like you're cutting a topic and you're writing 1, 2, 3. They are different. But the fact is that everything I'm telling us is still very relevant. So under your introduction, you establish your context. You understand? Introduce the problem, relevant theories, previous research in the field. This is the background that justifies the journey. Now, the problem statement. Clearly define the research problem or question. Why is this research necessary? What gap does it fill in existing knowledge? Let me tell you something. After you've written your introduction, your problem is very important. Your introduction will only capture the reader's mind. Your problem is what they are calling for. Because I told us, if you don't have a clear coded problem, your proposal will not be approved. It should be rejected. Am I making sense? And your problem should come from research gap or should be linked to research gap. Your problem is what separates what you are doing and what others have done. You understand? Two people can select the same topic and they are dealing with different problems. Let me give an example. If I say effect of COVID-19 on Nigeria economy, that's a very good topic. I shall use this as my example. Somebody can be looking at that topic from the angle of inflation. That's a problem. Another person can be looking at the topic from the angle of let's say the breakdown of SME. So another person can look at that topic from the angle of the livelihood of the citizens. You understand? So the same topic, different problem. Another person can look at this from an angle that okay, I can use a second data to do this research. Someone else can use okay, I want to use a primary data, meaning that's methodological gap. Now, the same topic, if you're the COVID-19 and Nigeria economy, somebody can take a case study of civil servants. Another person can look at the case study of public health, a case study of education. The same topic, different case studies. So case studies can also form research gap, depending on the problem. If you're an health person, most likely you will pick your problem from X sector, meaning that X sector should form your case study. But anyway, I'm not doing research right now. All right, so let me move to research. Let's just flow with our training tonight. Your objective is very important. Introduction, research objectives, state the main goals, what you aim to discover, and significance of the study. Questions and hypotheses, outline the specific questions the research will address or hypothesis to be tested. Are you with me? So you can see the format now. We have the abstract, we have the introduction, the problem statement. All right, we have the objective, we have the research question, we have the hypothesis, depending on how they ask you to arrange it. But you know what? Your objective should come from your problem and from your research questions. Your research question should link with your problem. Your problem should link with your research gap. Your objective should link with your research question, and your hypothesis should be formed from your objectives. I hope you got everything I just said right now. Anyway, you get it on deep. Okay. If you've not gone through my research training, you need to go through that training. The foundation, literature review. Review relevant existing research to establish a theoretical foundation. You are mapping the known territory. Summarize key studies, findings, and theories. This one literature review is very important when you're talking about proposal writing. Because they want to see what others have done. You understand? They want to see what others have done. So you need to do a thorough literature review, depending on how many pages of proposal you are writing. Depending on if you're writing a short proposal or a long proposal, if you're writing a PhD proposal, like a full dissertation, chapter 1 to 3 proposal, you have to do a thorough literature review. Okay. The void. Identifying the gap. Highlight the gaps in knowledge that this specific research intends to address. Sometimes people post research gap under literature review, but you must have dealt with it before picking your problem. Let me tell you something. You don't state it under the introduction or the problem. You just write. But you have to state it during the literature review that this is a research gap. They don't put research gap under introduction. You must know your format. That's first thing I tell people in training. You must know your format. I tell them regularly. Don't miss your format. Two people can be writing proposal using different formats because they are from different field, different departments, or they are applying to different schools. So when people come to me, please, I want to write a proposal, can you help me out? The first thing I will ask them is the format. I don't guess it. I don't assume. You understand? I don't assume. I've learned my lessons 8 years ago when I was doing a dissertation for somebody in the UK. And the person's theoretical review is under chapter 1. My normal knowledge of theoretical review is under chapter 2. But in their school, they put it under chapter 1. You understand? Thank God I've not gone too far in that write-up before I asked for the format. So 8 years ago, I've learned my lesson. The first thing is that you determine the format. And when you are using AI, you must give AI format. Or else AI will hallucinate for you and give you his own personal view of what you are dealing with. You understand? His own personal view he give it because you are not guiding it. Let me tell you something, you are the map of the AI. AI is not your map. You are the map. You are the mind behind the AI. You are the one that will tell AI what to do. But if you don't know what you are doing, how can you instruct AI to help you out? It's just going to give you based on its own mindset. The strategy, this comes under the methodology. I hope everybody can still hear me. If you can hear me, can you signify? If you can still hear me, can you signify? All right. Okay, that's good. Now, the strategy, methodology. Now, research design. Describe the overall approach, quantitative mixed method research. I spoke about this in our last session. All right, I spoke about this in our last session. So, research designs is very, very important. And you have to have this view in your mind before selecting your topic. I can't emphasize this enough. It's not when you get to the methodology section of your proposal write-up, you're not asking, what design will I use now? How will I write my methodology? No, you must have that at the back of your mind before selecting your topic. Do you want to do a mixed method? Do you want to do a quantitative? Do you want to do a qualitative? Now we have justification, provide reasoning for why this chosen methodology is appropriate for answering the specific research questions. Okay, but this justification should be under your introduction. Are you with me? It should be under your introduction. Somebody send the chat. Okay, all right. Because you have to justify the topic you are writing. You have to justify your problem. Let me tell you something. Two things I've considered to approve your proposal. One, your problem, the gap. Two, the justification. What's the benefits? We can also call it the significance. What's the benefit? So tactics. You know what I did? I wrote a proposal write-up and I used AI to design the PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint you are seeing now, so AI that designed it. That's part of what I'll be training people on when I'm dealing with my AI masterclass for research and data analysis. You can do a complete project and ask AI to design your PowerPoint for you. Just tell the AI what to do. Within 15 minutes, you have your PowerPoint. You understand? Now, this is how I instructed it to do the PowerPoint. There's a better way of how I can instruct you to do it. But this is okay for me for this training. So sampling technique is very important. You have to put a sampling technique in your under your methodology. It's very, very important. Excuse me, please.